All right, hello fifth graders. Welcome back to Mr. Hans's math class YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, if you find this video has helped you with your lesson, make sure you give the video a like. All right. Today, what we'll be focusing on is writing tenths and hundredths as decimal numbers. All right. So this is lesson 67. All right, a little vocab for you guys if you're taking notes. Common fraction has a whole number numerator and a whole number denominator. A common fraction with a denominator of 10 can be written as a decimal number with one decimal place. So for example, 1/10 as a decimal is written as 0.1, and we say it both the same way. We say this as 1/10, and then this decimal, we don't say 0.1. We call it 1/10 as when we say it out loud in words, right? So when you have to write it in words, it's just 1/10, both with fraction and decimal. All right. So example 1: write 3/10 as a common fraction, then write it as a decimal number. Okay. So first things first, writing it as a fraction, 3/10. Now, the first number that they say, that's your numerator. That's the top number. So 3, and then tenths. Okay, the tenths, whenever it says THS, that's your denominator. Okay, and then when you put it as a decimal, okay, remember our place values. Okay, so then since there's not a whole number, this is just a fraction, we put a 0 decimal point. Now, we're looking in the tenth spot. Okay, so remember it's ones, decimal point, and then it's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, we're just focusing on the tenths. So whatever the numerator is, that is the number that goes into the given place value. Okay, so then since we're looking for the tenths, we put the 3 in the tenths place. Okay, so now we have our fraction and we have our decimal. Okay, that's all we need for this example. Example 2. A portion of this square is shaded. Name the shaded portion as a fraction and as a decimal. Okay, so first we find out how many total parts there are. That's your denominator. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 total parts. Okay, now we find out how many are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so however many are shaded, that's your numerator. So we have 4/10. That's your fraction. Now as your decimal, remember, so there's no whole number, so that's 0. And then since we're looking for the tenths place, whatever number is in the numerator goes in the tenths place. So for this case, it's 4. So we have 0.4 or 4/10. Both are 4/10. Example 3. Name the number of shaded circles as a mixed number and as a decimal number. Okay, so for this one, we have one whole circle shaded. Okay, so then that is your whole number. All right, then we go to the fraction. All right, how many total parts does the fraction have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 total. And you guys don't understand how long it took me to divide this circle into 10 places. Hard to figure out. Finally got it. Worked out great. All right, so, and now the numerator is the number of total shaded parts. So we have 1, 2, and 3. All right, so there's our mixed number. Now we need to change it to a decimal. Now, since we have a whole number here, that goes in the ones place. All right, then you put the decimal, and we have 3/10. Well, how do we write 3/10 as a decimal? We have to find the tenths place, which is right here, and then we put the numerator in that tenths place. So it'd be 1.3, or 1 and, remember we say the decimal end in words, we say 1 and 3, and then whatever place value it's in, tenths. All right, now we're going to switch to hundredths. All right, so a common fraction with a denominator of 100 can be written as a decimal number with 2 digits after the decimal point, okay? So now, for example, 1 over 100 or 1/100ths is the same as 0.01. So again, you have to find this place value. So remember, it's tenths and then hundredths, and then whatever the numerator is, you put that value into that place, okay? It's a little different when you have two-digit numbers, which we'll go through in these examples, especially just this one. All right, so example 4. Write 12/100ths as a common fraction and as a decimal number. Okay, so first things first, the first number that they list is 12. So that's your numerator. And then hundredths, well, hundredths, that's 100, that's your denominator. Okay, so now we wrote it as a fraction, now we have to write it as a decimal. All right, so there's no whole number, so we have 0, and then decimal point. Now remember, we need to find the hundredths place. So here's the tenths, here's the hundredths. So now you put the numerator, into that place value, which is 12. Okay, yes, I understand that the 1 goes in the tens place, but the 1 is in the tens, place. There's 10 ones, okay? You don't put 0, 12, because then you want to make sure that the last digit is in the hundredths place. Whatever they ask for, the last digit goes into the place value that they want. All right? And then example 5, write 4 and 3/100ths as a decimal number, okay? So for a fraction or a mixed number, it would be written like this, okay? So first you look at the whole number. Is there a whole number? Yes, there is. There's 4, so that's your whole number. Then you put your decimal point. Now you look at the numerator. What's the numerator? It's 3, okay? So now this is the tricky part. You want the 3 to be listed. You want to make sure the last place value given is the hundredths. So if we went like this, that doesn't work, because then we have 30 hundredths technically. Okay, so we can't do that, but we also can't do this. We can't do this because it's in the tenths place. We need the 3 in the hundredths place. So to do that, we put a 0 in the tenths place, and then the 3 in the hundredths place. So then it would be 4 and 3/100ths. All right. That's it for this video. Shout outs. Today's shout outs go to, draw 2 sticks here, Weston and Ella. The shout outs go to you today. I hope you guys are staying healthy. I hope that you're not, I know you guys are probably bored. I totally understand. I'm there with you, bored out of my mind. In our minds, but make sure we're practicing social distancing. I know it's hard to stay inside, but to try and get this limited down as much as we can, please practice social distancing as much as you can, okay? I hope you guys are all doing well. Miss you guys so much. Hope to see you soon. Otherwise, if you have questions, don't be afraid to email me, all right? See you guys later. Peace out.